Hello class, I hope you're all doing well today. I know we've been working with solving rational equations when it looks like a proportion, but I want to take a minute and go back to just solving regular equations and use a strategy called clearing fractions. I want to review this skill so that we can use it when we start solving rational equations that do not look like proportions. So what I want to do, looking at this example, 25/6 equals 5/3 minus 2x, is first identify my least common denominator. Between my denominators 6 and 3, that would be 6. So I'm going to take my entire equation and multiply by 6. When I multiply 25/6 by 6 over 1, the 6's cross-cancel and I'm left with just 25. When I multiply the 5/3 by 6 over 1, I can cross-reduce, the 3 becomes 1 and the 6 becomes 2, and I'm left with 10. And then when I multiply the 6 by 2x, I'm left with 12x. So I can rewrite the equation as 25 equals 10 minus 12x. Now that looks a lot simpler to solve. I'm going to start off by subtracting the 10 from both sides of the equation to get 15 equals negative 12x. And then I'm going to divide both sides by negative 12 and get negative 15 twelfths equals x. Remember to simplify your fraction. It's okay to leave your answer as an improper fraction, but it should be in simplest form. 15 and 12 are both divisible by 3, so I can reduce it to negative 5/4. All right, let's try another example. I know that there are like terms in here that we could find a common denominator and add them together and then solve it as if it was a proportion. But instead, let's just clear the fractions. So again, I'm going to look at my denominators of 8, 4, and 5. The least common denominator is 40, so I'm going to multiply my entire equation by 40. When I multiply 3/8 by 40 over 1, I can cross-reduce, divide an 8 out of 8 and an 8 out of 40 to get 1 and 5. Multiply to get 15. Then going on to my next fraction, 5/4, multiply by 40 over 1. Again, I can cross-cancel, divide a 4 out of the 4 and the 40 to get 1 and 10, multiply to get 50. And then finally, I can take my 7/5 and multiply by 40 over 1, cross-cancel and get 1 and 8 by dividing a 5 out of the 5 and the 40, and multiply to get 56. Now I can rewrite my equation with no fractions. 15 equals negative 50x plus 56x. Combining the like terms, I get 15 equals 6x. Solve for x by dividing by 6. Remember, 15/6, it's okay to have an improper fraction, but it should be reduced. It can be reduced to 5/3, so x is equal to 5/3. Let's try one more example together, and then I will assign you a practice worksheet to work on this skill. So again, I want to clear my fractions. Looking at my denominators 2, 10, 5, and 20, the least common denominator is 20. So I'm going to multiply my entire fraction by 20. Well, 1/2 times 20, that's pretty simple. That gives us just 10. Then if I multiply 3/10 by 20 over 1, I can cross-cancel, divide a 10 out of the 10 and the 20 to get 1 and 2, and multiply to get 6. Next, I'm going to multiply my 3/5 by 20 over 1. I can cross-cancel again by dividing a 5 out of the 5 and the 20 to get a 1 and 4, and multiply to get 12. Finally, I'd multiply 3/20 by 20 over 1. The 20s cancel out, and I'm left with just 3. So now I can rewrite my entire equation as 10x plus 6 plus 12 equals negative 3. Remember to look at the signs when you do this. I can start off by combining like terms, so I get 10x plus 18 equals negative 3. Subtract the 18 from both sides of the equation, and I get 10x equals negative 21. Divide by 10. I can't simplify negative 21 tenths, so x is equal to negative 21 over 10. Please let me know if you have any questions, and try working on the worksheet on your own at this point.